Hello all, happy Friday, TGIF, happy hour, whatever you're up to. So this is the first episode of Hey Denise, where I answer your questions that you've been emailing me and private messaging me about all sorts of things, about how to use the bucket, how to have more connected and easier relationships. And of course, as a sex therapist, I always get some good sex questions. But tonight we're going to talk about something that very easily can go in the bucket. It just takes a lot of effort and, I don't know, practice, I guess. It's not going to be for everyone. Some people have this locked down, and they always have, while other people are still working to develop the muscle to say no when they mean no and say yes less. So here's a question. It's from Erica in DC. Hey, Erica in DC. She says, hey, Denise, it's already the end of January, and my New Year's resolution of saying no more has already fallen by the wayside. My New Year's resolutions have fallen by the wayside, too. I seem to say yes when I really want to say no. This leaves me busier than I want to be, and I'm certainly doing things and showing up for things I don't care to show up for. Because I said yes and I should have said no. What can I do about this? I want 2018 to be less busy and draining, and I know saying no will get me to where I need to be. So first of all, the word is kind of used a lot, but saying no is self-care. And the most important thing I think about saying no is that you're saying yes to something else. And that's maybe yourself. And that's probably the most important piece of all of this. I also think it's really important to examine what rules we're following, right? Like that's sort of my thing, rules and breaking them. What rules are we following that includes having to say yes? So is it pleasing people? Is it the fear of missing out? Is it a way that we're trying to prove that we're good enough, right? Like if I have a 14-hour day of all these things I said yes to, am I somehow proving that I'm good enough, that I'm like some sort of like superwoman or super mom or super dad or super whatever? I don't think it proves much to anyone. I don't think people are paying that close of attention. So I think that we should be saying no when we truly need to say no because we need to say yes to ourselves. So anyone that knows me knows I like to sleep and I like my downtime. I am really big on protecting my time and my energy because I'm super introverted, and as a therapist, I give my heart and my soul. So a lot of times I'm just wanting to protect my time and energy, which means I have to say no a lot. And it's never about the other person. It's really about me. And I kind of feel selfless in that. I don't have guilt about that because no one is going to protect my time and energy for me. It's all up to me. That's how I've developed my relationship with myself. And once that's fine-tuned, then I can much more easily turn towards others and have more connection and ease, because if I'm saying yes to them, I really mean it, and they are not going to impede on my time or my energy, and I get to decide that. And again, it's not personal. Like anyone I've said no to, it's not personal about them, it's about me, that I want to protect me and my time and my energy. And so I think, Erica in DC, I think you could also practice maybe getting in touch with yourself in terms of getting quiet and writing down what it means to you to say yes and what it means for you to say no. Like, what are those rules that you're following? But more importantly, I really want you to reflect on what you're saying no to in your habit of always saying yes. And it's probably you, and it's probably lots of like yummy stuff, like rest and food and, I don't know, living the life that you want to live. So really hone in on what am I saying no to when I'm saying yes all the time. So what should we put in the bucket from this week? I'm trying to think right off the bat of what I have said yes to that I should have said no to. I think I'd put that in the bucket, but I'm pretty darn good at saying no when I need to say no. Oh, I know. This is a little shout out to my friend Nicole Montez. So there's a few girlfriends and I, Chrissy Kiever and Jen Hernandez. The four of us go to lunch once a month. We try really hard to make it happen. So We got 2 down who are sick. So Christine, Jen just weren't feeling themselves. And Nicole was like, hey, you and I could still go to lunch. And I said no. Because when I saw that Christine, Jen weren't going to lunch, I just thought it was canceled. Cool, fine, no big deal. And I thought, ooh, I am going to go home between my morning and my evening clients and have some time at home and, again, protect my time and energy. So when Nicole was like, hey, let's still do lunch, I just said no. And she very gracefully took that I decided to take care of myself more than I decided to take care of myself instead of going to lunch. No biggie, right? So I feel like those are some really great people to have in my life when I can just do that and they're down for me taking care of me and no hard feelings because it's not personal. It's not about Nicole. It's about me. All right, so that would go in the bucket. So any of that guilt, any of that stuff that just, I don't know, nags on us because we put ourselves first. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself first because not a lot of people are going to do it for you. All right, my loves, happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the snow up in the mountains if that's where you're headed. Love you, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to email me your questions like Erica from DC did. You can email me at denise@myrelationshipstrategist.com. You can private message me, and I will also put a link to my book in comments so that you can pick up a copy of it. And chapter 6 in the book is going to really help you with Erica's question. It's chapter 6 is Psst, your gut has something to say. Yes and no has everything to do with your gut. All right, peeps, love ya. Bye.